Okay, let's talk about anger. Have you ever been so angry that just for a second you kind of scared yourself? If you have, you've probably also asked yourself a pretty tough question.
And yeah, that question, it usually comes with a heavy dose of shame. But listen, if you've ever felt like your anger just takes over, making you do or say things you regret, I really want you to hear this. You are definitely not alone.
So let's just get this out of the way right here, right now. There is absolutely 100% nothing wrong with you. Feeling anger is a completely normal part of being a human being. Just let that sink in for a second.
When you strip it all down, anger is really just an ancient survival tool. It's our built-in fight response, designed to protect us whenever we sense a threat. And that threat doesn't have to be a tiger in the bushes. It can be a threat to our safety, our boundaries, or even our self-esteem.
Okay, so if it's so normal, why does it feel so not normal sometimes? Why does it turn into this huge problem when it gets too intense, happens all the time, or, leads to behavior that causes damage?
To really get to the bottom of that, we need to take a quick look inside the brain. Because that feeling of completely losing control, that's not just in your imagination. It's a real, physical, biological event that's happening behind the scenes.
Yep, there's actually a name for that moment of emotional takeover. It's called an amygdala hijack, a term that was made popular by the psychologist Daniel Goleman.
So what on earth is the amygdala? Well, you can think of it like your brain's super fast, super sensitive alarm system. Its one and only job is to scan for danger and sound the alarm like immediately. It is built for speed, not for accuracy.
And this is where it gets really fascinating, because there's this constant battle going on in your head. You've got the amygdala, which is like flooring the gas pedal. It just floods you with that fight or flight feeling. And then at the same time, you've got your prefrontal cortex, the logical thinking part of your brain, and it is desperately trying to slam on the brakes. So when your brain senses a threat, the signal actually splits. Some of it goes down the low road, this super fast shortcut straight to the amygdala. It's a quick and dirty path that's designed to keep you alive, not to help you navigate a tricky conversation.
And get this, 200 milliseconds. That's the head start your emotional brain gets. In that tiny fraction of a second, your amygdala has already hijacked the system, while your logical brain is literally still booting up, trying to figure out what just happened.
And that split-second hijack, it's not just happening in your brain. Oh no, it sets off a massive, powerful chain reaction that ripples through your entire body. It is a full-body experience. The amygdala hits a big red button that floods your system with stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. That's the rocket fuel for the fight-or-flight response. It's what gives anger that intense, physical, sometimes overwhelming power.
Does any of this feel familiar? The heart pounding in your chest, your jaw clenching so tight it aches, that heat rising up your neck and into your face? These are your body's early warning signs. The alarm has been pulled. Your body is preparing for a fight, and this is your biology taking over.
And this brings us to what might be the most important point of all. This whole cascade, it's a biological reflex. It is not a character flaw. It is not a personal failure. Just understanding that can lift such a huge weight of shame and really open the door for things to change.
Okay, so here is the really good news. Because this is a biological process, it means you can actually train your brain to respond differently. Your automatic reactions are not set in stone.
It's all thanks to this incredible ability our brains have called neuroplasticity. It just means that your brain can physically change and rewire itself based on your experiences. Every time you choose a new response to anger, you're literally strengthening new pathways in your brain, like building a new road.
Now, let's be super clear. The goal is not to stop feeling anger. Remember, it's a useful signal. The real goal is to manage the reflex so that you get to choose your response instead of just getting swept away by that automatic reaction.
And this isn't just a nice theory. Take a look at this. Research has shown that with consistent practice, like mindfulness, people can actually reduce their amygdala's reactivity. I mean, after just 8 weeks, look at that drop. You are literally physically strengthening your brain's braking system.
I love this idea because it totally reframes the challenge, right? It's not about just gritting your teeth and trying harder in the heat of the moment. It's about training your brain's braking system to get faster, to close that 200 millisecond gap. So, how do you actually start? Well, here are 3 simple steps. First, just start noticing those physical signs, the tense jaw, the fast heartbeat. Second, create a pause. Even just 6 seconds can be enough to let your thinking brain get back online. And third, name the emotion.
Just saying to yourself, "I am feeling angry," has been shown to calm down your amygdala and fire up your logical prefrontal cortex.
By practicing this, you start to change your whole relationship with anger. It stops being this huge storm that just overtakes you, and it becomes a signal that actually informs you. It stops being a destructive force and starts becoming a source of really valuable information. So instead of asking, "What's wrong with me?" you can start asking a much more powerful question. What is my anger trying to tell me I need right now? Is one of my boundaries being crossed? Do I need to feel safer or more respected? That is where the real change begins.